Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Normal Guy of the North, and today we're diving deep, well, literally, into the Tier 10 American tech tree submarine USS Balao. This boat marks the pinnacle of American submarine, and let me tell you, it packs one heck of a torpedo punch. Whether you love launching homing fish from a distance or slipping in for a brutal shotgun attack, Balao gives you the firepower to make it happen. But, as with all submarines in World of Warships, it's not just about offense, it's also about survival too. Subs are not, well, they're not liked right now. So strap in, we're about to break down the history, modules, captain skills, gameplay strategy, and everything you need to know to master the mighty Balao. Alright, let's talk weapons, because Balao is armed to the teeth. She carries two types of torpedoes, homing and conventional, and she's got 6 bow tubes and 4 stern tubes, which gives her a devastating alpha strike potential. Now, the homing torpedoes have a 12-kilometer range. Get a roll of this, 89 knot speed. That is outrageous. And of course, they only do 7,833 damage, that's max, but they do carry a 31.5% flood chance. That's amazing. Effective even at close range due to fast speeds and short aiming distance. The 6 bow tubes equals 47,000 alpha, just shy of that, and the 4 stern tubes equal just over 31,000 damage alpha. Now, the conventional torpedoes, and my favorite, they have a max range of 10 kilometers. I do wish they were 12. Now, speed is only 69 knots. It's a bit slow. It'd be nice if a bit more, obviously. Max damage per torpedo is 17,133. Slower with longer arming distance, but brutal damage. A full spread can equal 171,330 potential alpha. Torpedo reload in batches of 2, so 2 bow and 2 stern at a time every 40 seconds. So pacing is key. Right, what does the Balao come with in consumables? Well, first of all, damage control party, 3 charges, 21-second duration, perfect for striking off floods and fires during disengagements. Hydrophone, 9 kilometer, 30-second duration, 60-second cooldown, essential for gauging when it's safe to surface or sneak through a flank. I cannot stress how much this tool is essential to that. Submarine surveillance, only 6-kilometer range. It's on the short side, but still useful in close sub-duels. And of course, with American Line, enhanced rudder gears, increased dive and ascent speed by 20%, and improved diving plane shift by 20%. This helps immensely when dodging depth charges or executing shotgun maneuvers, especially when you want to get away after you shoot everything. Alright, here are the best in-slot modules I recommend for Balao to maximize survivability, torpedo output, and time underwater. The first one, main armaments modification, increases the survivability of your torpedo tubes, making them less likely to be incapacitated. I always take this one. If your launchers are knocked out, you're basically out of business. Now, there's also Submarine Surveillance Modification 1. Reduces the cooldown of submarine surveillance consumable by 20%. This is a big help in sub-on-sub engagements, especially given Balao's short, default 6-kilometer surveillance range. You'll be able to use it more frequently and spot hidden enemy subs before they catch you off guard, especially the Russian and German line. Now, Submarine Diving Capacity Modification 1's next. Boost your dive capacity recharge by plus 10%. This means you can stay underwater longer and recover your battery faster after surfacing. Vital for surviving ASW attacks and staying on the hunt. Next one, Submarine Steering Gears. I always take this. Reduce both rudder and diving plane action time by 50%. That's a game changer for dodging depth charges and making sharp turns while submerged or surfacing. I agree 100%. Reinforced bulkheads reduces the damage you take from depth charges by 15%. But Balao has no armor to speak of. I call it paper mache. So this significantly improves the durability when you're being hunted. Last one, Submarine Dive Capacity Modification 2. Grants an additional plus 15% dive capacity. Combined with Mod 1 and X-ray Papa signals, you can dramatically extend your underwater operations and reduce the time you need to risk surfacing. The final slot solidifies Balao's staying power when things get hot. Together, these 6 modules enhance Balao's most important strength, torpedo delivery, agility, and dive time, while it's also helping to offset her weaknesses like short surveillance range and fragile hull integrity. So I know there are 8 flags you can put on, but these 4 are the most key for most submarines. First of all, Juliet Whiskey, plus 15 flooding chance. And yes, I'm about to go a little off script. I cannot stress now, with all these torpedoes, including the conventional ones, how much flooding you get. You can pop 2 torpedoes into a battleship, cause a flood, most likely will cause a flood. They damage control, and then you go to town on them, and they just start flooding out, and they're gone, especially low-health cruisers and low-health battleships. The next one is Sierra Mike, plus 5% speed. Speed helps, especially when you're underwater. Next one, X-Ray Papa, plus 5 dive capacity. Keeps you down longer and it might help that extra little bit you need to disengage after you've done a shotgun and the enemy team is hunting you down. Last one, Sierra Bravo, better consumables, longer duration, shorter cooldowns. All right, so what are some great captain skills? Well, for this series in line, they're pretty much constant. So the 1 point captain skills you take are Liquidator, again, plus 30% fire flood chance, which actually helps. Helmsman, quicker rudder and diving shift post-hydro. So when you hit that hydro surveillance and you see a destroyer or a cruiser or you made a boo-boo, this allows you to instantaneously, with the other steering gear modification, get down and not surface and get away. Priority target, know who's aiming at you. It's important. As soon as you light up the target, they can see you. You're pretty much either going to be dead or you're going to get away. There's no in between. 2 point skills, preventive maintenance. Keep your systems alive longer. By all means, make sure. Another 2 point skill, consumable enhancement. Plus 5% duration on consumables. It's important. 3 pointer, first one always watchful. Radar hydrophone, detection alerts. That's a key skill to let you know that things are going right or going horribly wrong potentially. Now, next one, consumable specialist. A 15% reduction in cooldown time and prep times on all your consumables. It is a very key skill. 4 point, for me, it's adrenaline rush, faster reload as your low HP kicks in. And that's going to be very helpful with a submarine because you only got torps. Unless you're the Russian guys, and of course you have guns too. Now, last one, large propeller shaft, plus 18% speed below 50% dive capacity. I find myself most of the time below 50%, and it does super help. Now for the fun part. How do you actually play Balao? Balao plays like a grown-up hybrid of Cachalot and Salmon. She combines Salmon's flexible firepower with Cachalot's shotgun brutality. But at tier 10, the stakes are higher and every mistake is more punishing. She's an offensive submarine with a sharp edge, but her survivability and information gathering tools are very limited. So you've got to stay sharp and deliberate. So let's break it down. First one, positioning and map awareness. I cannot stress this enough. Start the match by identifying open areas on the map where you'll have room to maneuver. Balao does best in wide flank lanes, open water, or zone behind friendly cruisers and battleships. Stay out of choke points unless you're planning on coordinating a shotgun ambush. Thanks to her high surface speed of 30 knots and decent submerged speed of 26 knots, you can reposition quickly, but you're still not faster than destroyers, so don't overextend without intel. Use your hydrophone early to detect ship movements. With its 9-kilometer range and 30-second duration, it's excellent for tracking early pushes and finding destroyers that might otherwise ruin your day. Actually, they will. Combine that with priority target skills. If the number suddenly spikes, you know you're being spotted and it's time to dive and relocate. All right, long-range harassment, or long-range engages, I guess. At longer ranges, Balao shines with constant pressure. Her homing torpedoes reload fast, 40 seconds, and travel an immense 89 knots. That's no joke. Use single ping sonar to bait damage control parties and follow up with a double ping to lock in a hit. Be aware of target behavior. Experienced captains will often try to turn out or slow down after being pinged. Try leading them with the torpedoes to account for their maneuvers. And remember, the moment a ship uses its DCP, it's wide open for a full strike. Watch for smoke, AA shutdowns, or sudden turns. These are often signs that DCP was just used. Don't get tunnel vision. Reposition every strike or two. You don't want ASW planes zeroing in on your last ping location. Balao's enhanced rudder gears let you change depth quickly, which is crucial when dodging airdrop depth charges. All right, let's talk about my favorite high-risk, high-reward play, shotgunning. Balao is arguably one of the best subs in the game for it, so here's how you do it right. First of all, target selection. Focus on isolated battleships and cruisers first. Avoid agile destroyers unless you're very confident in your timing. Approach setup. Get within 6 kilometers, dive to periscope depth, line up the bow tubes, use trainer smoke screens to hide your approach if possible. The strike itself, 3.1 to 4 kilometers, fire your bow tubes. Don't wait for the 2 kilometer proximity detection. Fire early. Then dive immediately to get maximum depth and go silent. Also the donut. Loop underneath your target if you want, or what I prefer you do is if the target's going left, you turn left. If the target's going right, you go right. This gives you the ability to actually engage your stern tubes and shoot the rest of them. And you should be, depending on the speed of the battleship or cruiser, staying with them most times. But at that point, disengage. With 6 bow tubes and 4 stern tubes, Balao can wipe a cruiser or low-alt battleship out in seconds. But this is tier 10. We're talking radar, ASW planes, enemy subs, all lurking. Don't shotgun in open water unless the odds are in your favor. Alright, now let's talk about some of the more controversial ones, sub v sub and submarine duels. Balao doesn't have 9-kilometer sub-surveillance ranges of, say, U-2501. So if you're up against high-tier German and Soviet subs, you might not see them first, but you do have fast homing torpedoes, long DCP duration. You also have watchful, pay attention. That's like actually having an extra person telling you what's going on. It also allows you to know what's going on around you when you might not have the ability of trying to focus on one specific submarine. Trying not to get tunnel vision. Lead, obviously, with homing torpedoes. Deny their sonar with your DCP and reposition fast. Remember, if they have better detection, your job is to strike first and dive out before they can respawn. Final playstyle tips. Balao isn't stealthy like the Cachalot or tanky like the U-boats. She is a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. Abuse your torpedo reload cycle. Fire 2, reposition, fire 2 more. Keep the pressure going. Play aggressively, but with purpose. Don't just dive and fire. Plan each strike, monitor your battery, and always have an exit route. Always. USS Balao is a torpedo machine. Powerful, precise, and punishing. She lacks utility like, superior submarine surveillance. But what she gives you is damage and lots of it. So play her smart, time your dives, strike with confidence, and you'll dominate in World of Warships. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss future reviews. How do you play Balao? Let me know in the comments. Are you a distant predator or, a shotgun artist? But as always, take care, stay safe, wish you all the best, and bye for now.